You are a paratrooper. You jumped 40 minutes ago over Normandy. The invasion begins in 6 hours. You were supposed to land 6 miles east. You did not land 6 miles east. The ground comes up fast. You pull. The risers bite. The chute fills with black air. Below, hedgerows, cow fields, wrong fields. Flack over the dove scattered the whole stick. You watch the others disappear into the dark. Their chutes didn't open. You don't know if they had time to pull. You don't think about it. You're not on the ground yet. You land anyway. Mud. Rifle up before you're on your feet. You don't stand until you're sure of the tree line. 300 feet of open pasture. Tree line north. A lane running west. A farmhouse at the end of it. Dark. Windows like closed eyes. Nothing moves. That's when you notice the animals. Cow pasture. 6, 7 head. They're pressed against the far hedgerow, not grazing, not moving, just standing there with their heads turned toward the farmhouse. Animals don't do that. Not unless something already scared them. You bundle the chute and jam it under the hedgerow. Pull out the cricket. Click, click. Nothing. Click, click. A shape drops from the tree line. Low, fast, one hand already out. Easy. Easy, 506th? You don't answer. Rifle on him. You watch his hands. He shows the cricket, clicks it twice. You lower the rifle a fraction. Harker. Eddie Harker. Stick got blown to hell somewhere over the flooding. He's breathing hard, leg bleeding through the jump pants. Not badly, more annoyance than injury from the way he's ignoring it. He's got a Thompson across his back and a German Walther on his hip. You take that off a German? You ask, nodding at the pistol. England, won it in a card game off a guy who took it off a German. He glances at your rifle. You're a long way from your stick. So are you. Yeah, well. He looks at the farmhouse. At least we're lost together. You look at the cows. Something spooked them, you say. Germans would have been gone by now. They'd have heard the drop. The farmhouse should be empty, or it should have muzzle flash by now. It's neither. You move. The farmhouse is empty. Not ransacked. Not burned. Just abandoned in the middle of living. A half-eaten meal on the table. A child's shoe by the door. A coffee cup knocked over and dried. Germans took them, Harker says. Not a question. Ran and left the shoe. You check the map. Hour and a half, Harker says, reading over your shoulder. If it's clean. This is recent. Hours, not days. Then you hear it. Not gunfire, not engines. A low, continuous sound rising from beneath the floor. Not mechanical, not pipes. Something drawing breath that shouldn't need to draw breath this slowly. Harker's hand goes up. You both freeze. It stops. The silence after it is worse than the sound. Harker scans the floor. Stone flags. A cellar hatch in the corner, barely visible under a feed sack. He crouches, puts 2 fingers on the wood, pulls them back. Warm, he says quietly. Wood's warm. There's no stove near it, no pipes, no reason for warmth. He looks at you. A real look, measuring, not afraid, but honest about what he's measuring. We can go around it, he says, or we know what's in front of us. You take the hatch, stone stairs, 12 feet down, you go first. Harker covers from the hatch, Thompson up. The smell hits before the bottom step. Not rot, not death. Copper and something chemical. Like a field hospital and a battery factory sharing a room. Something's wrong, you say. That's all you can give him. The back wall of the cellar has been removed. A passage runs into the earth, timbered, reinforced, with power cables along the ceiling and a concrete floor that's too smooth, too deliberately laid. German engineering. This took months, maybe longer. Harker drops down beside you. He sees it. He says nothing for a moment. This isn't on any intelligence we got, which means we do, you say. Now. The passage opens into a corridor. Most lights dead, one flickering at the far end. Greenish, the color of something submerged, turning everything beneath it the wrong shade of living. Doors on both sides, all closed. A German field telephone on the wall, handset off the hook. A Wehrmacht helmet on the floor. A boot beside it, still laced, no foot inside it. The boot is standing upright, as though whoever wore it stepped out of it carefully and did not come back. We go back up, Harker says. The light at the far end goes out. The door nearest to you. The handle presses down from the inside. Slowly, deliberately. Like whoever is on the other side is not in a hurry. Behind you, the stairs. A direction you can use. You don't move. Because something is at the top of the stairs too now. You both heard it at the same moment. The creak of the hatch. The weight of something crossing the floor above. The way out is occupied. You go deeper. You don't wait for the door to finish opening. A Wehrmacht Oberfeldwebel, uniform intact. The rounds hit. You watch the fabric move. He should be down. He is looking at you. Head tilted at an angle, necks don't comfortably hold. Eyes open. The darkness inside them is not shadow. It's the specific absence you see in the eyes of the dead. Except the dead do not walk toward you. He takes a step. Shoot him again, you say. Harker already is. Head, you say. Harker fires once more. The soldier drops. This time, he stays. 7 rounds, Harker says. He's watching the body. Don't think about why. Think about what it means going forward. He counts his remaining magazines. You count yours. The arithmetic is brutal. Behind every closed door, the sound of weight shifting. 12 doors. You count them. There has to be a second exit, you say. One of the handles is pressing down, slowly. The same unhurried patience as before. Harker reloads, checks the chamber, looks at you. Headshots, single rounds, got it. He nods forward. Lead. The facility goes deeper than it should. A second level, a third, concrete and iron, and the constant drip of groundwater through the ceiling joints. Power cables thickening toward the center, the way arteries thicken toward the heart. You move fast and low. Harker covers your 6. Sicily, you say. Me too, Jayla. That's the whole conversation. It's enough. You pass a laboratory, glass in the door, cages with restraint hardware, equipment without names. A German officer face down at a desk with his hands folded like a man who decided to stop. Don't, Harker says when you pause. You find ammunition in a guard post. German caliber, wrong for your weapons. You take it anyway. A flare pistol with 2 rounds. Harker lifts a K-98 from the wall rack and loads it without being asked. My grandfather used one of these, he says quietly. He was on the other side. There's no good time. You almost laugh anyway. He almost does too. The lights above go out entirely. They're on the level above you now. You can hear them, that shuffling collective weight, always moving, never hurrying. How? Harker says. No eyes in that one back there. How do they track? Smell? Sound? I don't know. Wonderful. You find a ventilation shaft. 8 inches clearance, not enough. A drainage tunnel, floods knee-deep at the first turn. A door with German warning signs. Harker reads them. His lips move, or something scratched it out. From the inside. He looks at the gouge marks on the lower half of the door. Deep, parallel, at waist height for a standing man. From the inside of this side, something crashes on the level above. Close, moving fast. We don't have better options, you say. I know. He steps back. You first again. A containment chamber, bare concrete, a drain in the center, steel rings in the walls where something was secured and resecured and eventually resecured enough. A second door on the far side, bolted from this side, a way through. You're halfway across. Harker makes a sound. One of the steel rings is empty. The thing it held is behind him. You shoot twice. Head. It drops. Harker is standing. His arm is raised, turned over. He's looking at the tear in the sleeve, at the skin beneath it, at the color the skin is already becoming at the edges of the wound. He doesn't make a second sound. He lowers his arm slowly, pulls the sleeve down. Don't, you say. Don't what? Don't cover it like it didn't happen. It happened, he says flatly. Covering it doesn't change that. Neither does looking at it. How long did that first one take, after whatever they did to him? Hours, you say. Has to be hours. Okay, he says, just that, like it's been decided. Then we have time, and we use it. He moves to the far door and draws the bolt. You're going to want to argue about this at some point. Yeah? Save it. Argue when we're out. He pushes the door. Move. East, collapsed. Ceiling, rebar, concrete, years of settling or deliberate demolition. West, a ladder set into the wall, a hatch above it. You check Harker. His jaw is tight, sweat on his forehead despite the cold underground air. His eyes are still clear, still reading you, still thinking, still him. I can feel it moving, he says, not asking for sympathy, just reporting. Like cold water in the vein, up toward the shoulder now. Can you climb? I had a girl in Swindon, Elaine, made me promise to come back. She said that was fine. She didn't need the promise. She needed to say it out loud so she'd know she tried. I think I understand that now. The door behind you shakes, hits it again. The bolt holds. How long? You can't say. Go, he says. We both go. We both go right now, he agrees, and moves you toward the ladder with one hand. But I'm last up. You climb. The rungs are wet. Above you, the hatch is rusted shut. You hit it with your shoulder once, twice, and it gives in to cold air and moonlight and the smell of wet grass and the distant smell of the sea. An orchard, trees, moonlight. Ground that doesn't move. You turn back and reach down into the hatch. Harker's hands appear first, then his face, upturned, pale in the moonlight. You take his arm and pull. He gets one leg over the lip, then the other. He lies on his back in the grass and breathes the night air, and you let him have the 2 seconds of it. From below, the ladder vibrating. Weight on the rungs. Close it, he says. Harker sits up, looks at his arm, looks at you. Your battalion is northeast. You need to move. For how long? The answer takes too long to form. He watches you not find it. He stands, checks the K98. His hands are steady. You watch them for shaking, and they don't shake. You need to tell someone what's below this ground, someone with rank, someone who can close it before the invasion runs over it. I'm going to hold this hatch, he says. Simple, certain. While I know, I'll hold it. Somewhere southwest, a rooster calls with its insane indifference to everything happening around it. Elaine was right, you say. To make you say it out loud, yeah, he says. She usually is. He doesn't watch you go. He faces the trees, the K98 across his knees, doing the last thing he can do, while he can still choose to do it. You don't look back. You take it. You move northeast. You find the battalion at a crossroads outside Sainte-Mère-Église. You report. You report all of it. How many did you see? He asks. In the corridors, 12 doors, maybe more below. Then he radios it up. At 6:22, the naval guns open up. This is not sound. It is a physical revision of the world, a concussive remaking of the air, coming from everywhere at once, going on without mercy or pause. You don't flinch. You are doing the math you've been doing since the orchard. The bombardment corridor runs along the coast. The orchard is inside them. He sent you northeast because northeast was outside the corridor. He stayed south because south was inside it. That was his last decision. And he made it while he could still make it. And he didn't explain it because there was nothing to explain. The captain puts a hand on your shoulder briefly, a soldier's gesture, short and sufficient. Then he moves away, and the world becomes the invasion. Somewhere on top of it, Eddie Harker, still himself at the end. You choose to believe that. You choose it deliberately, as an act, the way soldiers choose everything that keeps them moving. He gave you something to carry. Far behind you, beyond the hedgerows, the southwestern horizon erupts white. The ground trembles beneath your boots. The air pressure hits a second later. You picture the orchard exactly as you left it. Then the bombardment reaches it. The fire keeps falling long after the orchard is gone.